The most important skill that we can learn right now is to really pay attention to what we allow to occupy our mind and our thoughts. Our thoughts are the engine of creation, but those thoughts also create emotions, and emotions are the fuel for creation. What you think and what you feel is what is creating what you're going to experience in the days and the weeks and months and years to come. What you think right now truly is the most critical thing that you can truly spend time paying attention to. I am Maria Lupita Gurule. I am a near-death experiencer, a soul reader of most beautiful souls all around the planet. If I've had an honor and ability to read for you, I am so grateful and thankful. I honor you. And I also am a wisdom keeper. This time right now is absolutely most critical because time is speeding up. We no longer have the luxury of time being so slow, where we can allow creation to really span over a great period of time. It's happening right now. What we have discovered is that our cluster of galaxies, our galaxy, the Milky Way, and its surrounding galaxies are part of a greater cluster known as Laniakea. It is what is being called by the University of Hawaii, our sector of galaxy, Laniakea, immeasurable heaven. Isn't that beautiful? What they have discovered and measured is the movement of galaxies in the most known visible part of the universe. And they've discovered that our cluster of galaxies is speeding up exponentially to what they are calling the Great Attractor. It is like all of these galaxies are going in a particular direction in one pinpointed way in the entire universe. Because of this motion that is literally creating a speeding up effect of all of this gravitational forces within the universe, that time and space are not separate, space-time, that all of this is actually indeed all in motion, and you are part of it. Time is indeed speeding up. And therefore, it is most important for us to pay attention to what do we allow to occupy our thoughts. We are creating at such an extraordinary speed right now that we do not have the luxury of time operating so slowly, where we get to be so indecisive and really in between these two realities, duality. I did a video interview recently for Love Covered Life podcast. And in that podcast, I described in there about these two realities. There are some comments actually in that interview where they're saying that I'm contradicting myself. Well, that is indeed duality. We are indeed living in two realities where the physics literally seem to operate very differently within those two densities, not dimensions, but densities. These gravitational forces that are more dense in this heavier realm of suffering. And as we are emerging into this lighter density, in this fifth density, the physics quite don't work the same. Time is speeding up exponentially. We are seeing the results of our thoughts almost instantaneously. Of course, things take a moment to create, but what I am saying is that we are seeing the results almost, exponentially faster than what we used to. Now, if you are like me and you work in this world consistently, I am seeing results immediately. I will think one thing and then almost instantaneously something else will appear that will validate very synchronistically whatever I was thinking or pondering. Synchronicity is actually a term coined by Carl Jung. It is a psychological term to be able to experience things that are seemingly coincidental, that seem like they have no, way of them being connected, but yet they are. It is an experience that souls that are really awakening and attuning into their own inner vibration, being in alignment with soul and soul purpose, following all those inclinations and guidances of the soul, really is that inner communication guiding us. When we are able to follow that, and doing so at this time with clarity, paying attention to how we think. What are we thinking? What are we allowing to occupy our mind? Are we in places of doubt and fear and stress and worry and thinking of all of these things that are anxious? Or are we actually spending time to anchor ourselves into the possibility, working on grounding, developing ways in which we can help ourselves to feel better? There are natural rhythms and cycles into our experience of creation. And when we can understand these cycles, we can relax into those patterns and systems and be able to wield our experience, guide our experience, paying attention to our inner thoughts and feelings. We know which reality we are experiencing by how we feel. If we are feeling lower vibrational thoughts of fear and doubt and worry, we know that we are in a world of duality, of opposition, where things are not working so well together. We must learn how to rise our inner vibration, rising it to a quality that feels better. So vibration is this quality of energy. What vibe do you carry? And the frequency is which density are you in, and which one is operating quicker, more frequently? Frequency. Okay. When we are in elevated states of feeling emotion, you are feeling that fifth density energy, which is a heightened vibration, which increases frequency. And when you increase frequency, you are in a natural attunement with the natural flow of the universe, that you are attuning yourself into this Laniakea flow, where you are allowing this natural state of time and space to help and assist you in creation. It feels good. It feels like you are in flow. It's very synchronistic. People, places, things, situations, and events seem to work in your favor synchronistically, coincidentally. Okay. So when we are feeling this lower vibration, where things feel like it's a struggle, we've been working so long, things are not working in our favor. It feels like we are working against ourselves. Our thoughts and our feelings are gravitating towards doubt and fear and worry and impossibility, which is an entire vibration that is very dense and heavy. That is a very slow energy that binds all of your potential of creation into that heavier forces. Everything that you are here to create is held for you in a time sequence. Everything that you desire within your heart is held there for you within you. And the only thing that bars us from it is our own behaviors, beliefs, thoughts, moods, and attitudes and emotions that make us feel like it's not possible. It is most critical that we pay attention to what we think and feel. And if what we think habitually feels doubtful, fearful, that is an indicator that there is something within us that must be released. That's where the spiritual path begins. Inner work, searching for ourself within, understanding that circumstances outside of ourselves are not creating our reality. We are creating our reality with that most divine energy that was placed within you before you ever got here. It is not so much a thing that you carry, okay? You are this most incredible soul. You are it. And yet you also carry within you something most sacred that even angels bow down to in support of you. For what you carry is that potential for spirit fusion. What you carry within you is this undilute piece of the absolute, a portal into eternity, of which you have full access of creating. When you are able to bring in the fullness of yourself without doubt, fear, limitation, it is about really aligning yourself with your most inner divine self. Everything that you want in life is yours. It belongs to you. There is no limit. It cannot be taken away from you. It is there held within you. Nothing has been lost. It has been stored for you in the time that you are ready to attune and awaken with it, so that it can begin to work and operate within you. This fusion of this divine energy, the Holy Spirit, this Christ consciousness energy that is available upon the planet, of which we are asked to infuse with, that is here as the great comforter to help us create the life that we want for your own inner being. There was divine soul purpose that was placed within you before you ever got here. When you attune to it, you feel it because it feels joyful. It feels exciting. Follow those things that make you feel alive. And those are the whispers of your soul guiding you to it. Your emotions is a layer of energy and information for you, guiding you. Your emotions are the fuel of creation. When you pay attention to how you feel, what are you emoting, it will guide you into either correcting your thoughts or stop thinking about past events and memories that are playing out as though they are active in the present, or also to stop being fearful of the future. Now, I pause here for a moment because it is really important for us to allow ourselves our natural process of growth. I was dormant and not active on any social medias for 3 months because I myself was allowing my inner process of releasing, introspection, reflection, having those dark nights of the soul, feeling like things are being stripped away and taken, where you are able to reassess life, really attune to yourself, allow yourself the process of your grief and release so that you can readjust. When things are feeling like they are stripped from you, when things are being released, when things are feeling difficult, like it's a struggle, it means that there is something within that your soul is guiding, that perhaps that was not indeed meant for you, or perhaps that there is something that you must learn how to overcome in order to receive it. All of these things are super important for us to be able to understand. But the only way that we can understand and come to this place is by introspection, reflection, by understanding and allowing our own healing process. You know, we look at spiritual things and we look at it as though, we want the peace that is the outcome of the spiritual growth. But spiritual growth sometimes looks like a lot of pain. Sometimes it looks like a lot of releasing and adjusting, amending beliefs, letting go of other things that need to be let go of for your experience. It is super important for us to understand that right now, what is most important is what is occupying our mind. Are we allowing the problems to consistently be there? Now, when we receive the message of our soul and we see that we have something to heal, allow that process, go through it, but allow yourself the outcome, which is the letting go of it. If we consistently stay stuck in a situation that will just consistently recreate more of the same, we have to have the courage to allow ourselves to transition and change. That is happening with your thoughts, and it is happening with what you are allowing yourself to think and feel. So, the most critical skill that we can learn is, what are we allowing to occupy our mind and our emotions? Our emotions are a guidance of our soul. They are clues to what we are carrying and thinking within. Our emotions and our thoughts are an indicator of what we are going to be experiencing in the days and weeks and months and years to come. It is super critical that if we are not liking the thoughts that we are thinking, the feelings that we are having, that we do everything in our ability to shift and change. And oftentimes it requires assessment. It requires the healing. It requires the releasing and the moving beyond it. It's all a process. But just know that those things that you desire for your life are indeed there. And they will come into your experience even faster when you are in alignment with the truth of your inner self, having the courage to make changes and moving in the direction that your soul is guiding you by those inclinations and inspirations, and then allowing the universe and time to usher in and bring it to you in an exponential way. This is the golden age that we're in. And it is super important for each one of us to really pay attention and to honor that inner voice. That inner voice, that is your soul communicating to you. That is our inner connection and connection into spirit. Paying attention to our thoughts and our emotions is the gateway in which we are able to access our inner world of soul and spirit. So pay attention to thoughts. And rather than just being simply mindful, mindfulness is awareness of what you are thinking and feeling. And then allow yourself to move into the next step, which is mind management, which is changing your thoughts, choosing different thoughts, making sure that you are taking time to have good management of your emotion. And if you are struggling through that process, seeking the assistance that you may need. I thank you for your time. I can continue to go on forever. I thank you for allowing me for it to just be appropriately guided and channeled in the way that the information that needs to be said, in whatever way that it comes through. So I thank you for allowing me this opportunity and spending this time with me. May we have happy creations. Thank you. I'm Maria Lupita Gurule, soul reader, wisdom keeper, near-death experiencer.